Hey, what's happening, my Tuscan friends? We are here for the 4th installment of Tuscan Plays Apprentice of the Force, Star Wars Trilogy Apprentice of the Force. And before we proceed any further, I'd like to say that if you haven't read my last bulletin on my YouTube channel, that this is a post-commentary, and that is because I was cleaning out my computer and I had a few MP3s I was throwing away, a few stray files, and I just happened to accidentally throw away the audio of my MP3 for part 4 of Apprentice of the Force. And I wasn't too happy, but then I decided that this would be a good opportunity to do a post-commentary. Something that I will be doing quite often when I don't have the time to do a live commentary, or when I forget to do a live commentary. So you might see post-commentaries often, but usually when I make mistakes. Now, speaking about this level, this is the final level of Episode 4, A New Hope, as I figured out as soon as I finished this. It used to take me about 2 to 3 hours to finish this level, and I had to try every part of this level about 100 times. As you see, I fail here the first time. I had to try this level again and again until I could get it. But you'll notice that this time, I actually do pretty good at it. A lot of this may seem hard. It's kind of like asteroids, except you have TIE fighters. But what you have to do with these TIE fighters is you have to take quick turns and slow stops and everything so that you can get behind them and shoot them. As you can see, the green arrow will indicate that the yellow arrow will indicate that they're far away, while the red arrow will indicate that they're about to approach on your mini-map, on the map with your fighter. I think out of everything, this is my favorite part in the stage. This is my favorite shoot 'em up part in the stage. There's about 3 to 4 parts in the stage. I think there's like 6 checkpoints in the stage. And you'll notice that I had to take out 26 more fighters. They usually appear in threes, and they'll start appearing in more than one group of 3, like 2 to 3 groups of 3s. And you notice that there's also R2-D2 with me. I'm not exactly sure that R2-D2 can actually get damaged here. I haven't seen that as of yet. And you're not gonna believe this, after I recorded this footage, instead of hitting play to episode 5, you know that I'm playing this on a Visual Boy Advance, so there's save states. I actually loaded back to a previous save state, so what ended up happening was I had to repeat this level again, and the funny thing was I beat this level first try in 5 minutes. So that's the hilarious part, a level that also proves that muscle memory is everything when it comes to things. And you notice I just took out 3 fighters there. I wasn't exactly sure how that happened. I don't think bumping these fighters into each other will destroy them, because I managed to get a couple groups together and going in the same direction as each other, but they managed to take turns. But if they shoot lasers at each other, then it does manage to kill them. But yeah. Another thing that happened to me yesterday was I tried to record a Minecraft video. It was actually a mod called Pixelmon. And then after I spent the whole day trying to edit it, and Windows Live Movie Maker ruined the footage, there was a lot of problem with Audacity in the MP3 file that I used for my audio. I just decided, you know what, forget it, because I got what was called the black screen of doom when you render a file and some parts of your video are in black. And that usually tends to happen when your file size is too big and your PC can't seem to handle considering I use fraps, the Minecraft size is approximately like 1 gigabyte a minute, so imagine that's like 40-50 gigabytes. I once recorded a bunch of couple hours of Minecraft videos, and that was enough to take up all the space on my local disk, and I have about 200 gigabytes free. I think that's crazy. So you see here I only have 5 fighters left to kill. At this point it's just ramming into them like I am over here. It doesn't take too much damage, but if you ram into about 3 of them, you're pretty much gonna die. Now I only have 3 left to kill, but I had to be extra careful here because, see what I mean? When your health gets this low, you have to kind of, what I would do is I would move out of the way, I would stray out of the way, try to dodge their bullets until R2-D2 fixes you. If R2-D2, the only thing that happens if R2-D2 loses all 3 of his lives, and I don't know exactly how that happened. If R2-D2 loses all of his lives, then he can't heal you. He can't do a quick heal on you. Alright, so now we're doing an attack run on the exhaust port because apparently one of the guys missed his bullets. As you saw in the movie, the first run was unsuccessful. I do have a few failed tries here, but there are checkpoints, so it does not really matter. The thing that really the thing that makes me hate this part the most is probably the TIE fighters. Either you get lucky with them and they ram into the walls, or you don't. And plus you've got these turrets to worry about. Most of them don't damage you, but the ones that get in front of you do. You can avoid most of the top and bottom ones just by staying in the center, but when a TIE fighter starts to follow you and you still have these turrets around you, it starts to get difficult. The front ones especially, they do get damage out to you before you shoot them, and then you've got the top and the bottom ones. The top and the bottom ones, you have to like slow down and speed up. I just decide to get hit by those. It doesn't matter to me because you should be able to reach the checkpoint if everything goes right, as long as you dodge. Just keep spamming your laser. There is no limit on your laser. And then you've got another TIE fighter. Luckily I took care of that one, but then I get shot by another turret. So another thing I want to discuss is that after this level is Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. I looked into the earlier level. I looked into the first minute of the stage, and it turns out 2 things are gonna make you guys happy. It's on Hoth if you've seen the movies, and number 2 is you get to use a lightsaber. You don't get any new abilities, but you now get to slash people with your lightsaber, which I think is pretty cool. Here I've got 2 fighters following me. Every time they shoot a bullet on you over here, the first 3 are most likely gonna destroy R2-D2. And once R2-D2 is gone, you can't heal. You can see my health is really low here, but I'm reaching the end stretch of the run. So I did manage to get lucky by just managing to complete the run. And then this TIE fighter comes and he ruins it. But there is a save point. Now those 2 turrets I just passed, for some reason you can't hit them. There's no way to lower your ship or raise your ship. I think that's some sort of game glitch. But it's it's the kind of things you have to deal with when you have games like these. Especially games that are rushed production, like these promotional games. And this is one of the things I like about this game the most. It's a rushed production game, and yet it still has the quality of a good game, despite a lot of stages like this one being an Asteroids remake or Radon remake, and then you've got the regular stages being like Prince of Persia. Now this part over here, you only have to kill 5 fighters. Now it seems easy, right? But the thing you have to do is, not only do you have to dodge these turrets, and you can usually do that luckily just by spamming your laser, you also have to move forward while you're doing it so that you can take care of these fighters. If you ram into these fighters from the side, then they're going to kill you instantly. If you ram into them, if you tailgate into them, reverse tailgate into them, like just move backwards into them, then it's going to take away R2-D2. But that doesn't really matter in this stage because you don't need the generation that much. If you take care of these fighters right away using the quick method I do, then you're probably not going to need R2-D2, and R2-D2 will be fixed in every checkpoint that you have, so it's okay if you die after that. Now you can see over here I had a few problems taking care of these. I think this is the part that I got stuck in the most. The trenches never really bothered me, neither did the 30 fighters. But I have to admit this is one of the more fun parts of the game. Now look over here, I get really close to winning. And then I'm trying to move forward so that these fighters can follow me, and then I can make a quick turn behind them and I can shoot them. But they managed to get me. However, you can see that every time I'm getting closer and closer and closer to winning. So it's all about muscle memory, just like how this took me 16 minutes the first time I did it, and it only took me 5 minutes when I forgot to save my game. And it was still just as much fun, if you ask me. That's the thing about these old shoot-'em-up games. You have a lot of, and these old platformer games are a lot of muscle memory. You have to know how certain things work. unfortunately, it takes some people longer to learn than others, like me. So I do end up getting shot a few times, but other than that, I mean, this level had me crying and laughing. You should have heard me the whole time. I was like, woo, you know, woo, red 5 moving in. I think this is one of the most fun levels in the game, and I love to repeat myself on that. This is about the time I start to figure out that if you ram into these guys backwards, it's gonna take away 1 health from R2-D2, and I'm thinking you might as well do it because R2-D2 is gonna get shot out anyways. So I would as quick as possible take the first 3 R2-D2s and just use them to ram into the first 3 fighters, the 3 R2-D2 lives. It's a good way to do it, and then you only have to deal with 2 fighters. Right here, I'm done with all my R2-D2s, so. I actually recorded this 2 days ago, and then I realized just last night that I lost the files. I tried to do file recovery by Pandora Media Booster. I managed to get the file back, but just like every MP3 or audio file that you recover from corruption, from the recycle bin, the permanent recycle bin, it's probably going to be corrupted. So that's what ended up happening. But whatever the case was, it was a blast doing this again. And this post-commentary thing is something I can get used to. So there we go. I used up all 3 of my R2-D2s. Now what I'm going to do is get these fighters as close as possible. And there you go. I managed to shoot both of them down. And now we have what I believe is our final trench run. There's going to be this one last trench run, followed by the climactic scene from episode 4, A New Hope, where you have about 2,000 meters, I believe, to the little hole in the Death Star, the little big hole. Now the hole may look small, but it's about the size of. It's actually, I don't know how big it is, about 10 meters or something. Considering this planet is the size of a full moon, it's probably one of the biggest stations ever. In fact, the scientists have claimed that you can actually build a Death Star in real life, but if you think about it, the estimates they made is that it would take 30 trillion times our world economy, so there's not much of a chance that there's going to be a Death Star being made. But whatever the case, I mean, the fact that we can even make a Death Star, and plus it would take about 5,000 years to make. Apparently, that's the estimate. Estimates are all based on, you know, statistical facts, analyzation, logical data. Even facts are just opinions with evidence, or presumed evidence. Alright, so here we are. This is similar to the previous trench run, the one that comes right after killing the 30 fighters in asteroid style, except you have these fighters coming at you at a more fast pace, and you have a few more sharp turns. So you have to be really, really careful about that. But whatever the case, I managed to make it to the end, and now we have our 1,800 meters left to go. And we have to deal with Darth Vader. Now, what I don't get on, I do screw up the first time, but really all you have to do is, as soon as Vader shoots, move down to the position opposite of him. So he's shooting there, you should be moving up. And he gets closer and closer and closer, so you have to be extra careful about that. You see, I'm almost at the end, and then he manages to shoot me. I should have been feinting upwards. Now watch what I do over here. He's shooting. You go up, you go down. You go up. Sometimes he'll have 2 bullets and then 2 lasers and then 1, but that happens very rarely. And as long as you're moving up and down, pretty much just following him, contrary to when I said the opposite direction, I meant you should be following him, because his bullets are going to sway diagonal to the, below him. And then when you get to about 200 meters, you'll have Han and the Millennium Falcon take care of this thing for you, and then you're pretty much done with the level. and you just see Luke taking care of the proton laser. And the Death Star is destroyed. And that would be pretty much the end of the level. There is no ceremony or anything like that, but then you have this little cinematic, this little storyline. Again, this is all the Star Wars saga and Luke's perspective, but we're done with the episode now. This post-commentary is pretty much finished, so I will see you guys next time. There's going to be another episode of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic up today, Part 5, and tomorrow there should be an episode of Pokemon Stadium if things go right. So I will see you guys next time.